Could you describe the outpatient therapy program here at Meeting Street?
Outpatient includes speech pathology, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and our audiology program. So we see kids from ages 3 up to 21 and focus on individual as well as group treatments.
And what is the feeding group?
Heather and I run the feeding group,
Nope,
speech and OT together. The kids have a variety of needs, whether it's picky eating and their sensory system is a little bit out of whack, or they have oral motor difficulties, difficulty chewing, difficulty drinking, difficulty just coordinating their mouth. And we give them a nice sensory warm-up, and then we bring them to the table for a snack and use SOS strategies, which is Dr. K. Toomey's strategies about how to introduce foods linking one food to the next, to the next, to the next, until hopefully they're eating a nice variety of foods.
So it's about simplifying really for a lot of families, and we've seen tremendous progress across the board, and we've been doing it for a little over a year now.
And you mentioned the parents' response to this, that of course it makes their life a little bit easier, but do they also play a role in this? Do you encourage them to continue this at home?
When we go to the table, the parents get to come, they get to watch, so they get to observe, they get to cheer on their kids, they get to see the other parents or kind of commiserate with the other parents about how stressful it is at home, and then the kids are expected to have 3 homework foods that they practice, and we expect them just to practice in the range that they practiced with us in group. So if they were just able to lick that new food, then they just need to practice in licking that new food. If they eat it, great.
And it takes the pressure off the parents too, because the children know that their parents have watched, and they know that we have watched, and so we're asking them to do something for us and that their parents have to carry over. So it takes the pressure off parents saying you have to do this because I said so, where it becomes you have to do this because Miss Heather and Miss Jocelyn said so.
Julian, will you tell me what feeding group is?
It's, I don't know.
What do you do in feeding group?
We try new things.
Like what?
Everything.
Everything? Different foods? What's your favorite food at feeding group?
Chicken.
Chicken. And you eat it all up? Is mom proud of you? Does she come to feeding group too?
Yeah.
Very proud.
What did you used to eat before feeding group?
I used to eat junk.
You used to eat junk. And what kind of foods do you eat now?
Foods that are really healthy for you.
Really healthy. So what else besides chicken is healthy for you?
Because it has a lot of foods inside.
Does have a lot of foods inside. Okay, good things for you mean? I see where you're going with that. How about other kids? Other kids in class, did they do well too?
But they do the same face as me. It does like this.
Is that a face like you don't like it?
Yeah.
Can I see that again? How about a face when you do like something?
I do that.
Yum, very good. Mom, what would you say feeding group is?
Feeding group is a group that convenes on a weekly basis, and it provides kids like Julian that are resistant to trying new foods or have certain food aversions. It provides them with an opportunity to sample different foods, and sampling could even mean they just take a small nibble of the food item, or they lick it or kiss it. So they're trying these different kinds of foods that are, like he says, they're healthy, and they're trying these in different ways with parents as the passive observers looking on, and the 2 therapists that run the group that are facilitating and providing techniques for the children.
What have you learned as a parent being part of this group?
As a parent, I didn't recognize how important it was during mealtime to just actually have food items taken off of Julian's dish when he didn't like them. So one of the techniques that I learned was, there have been several, but the one that I felt has been most helpful and I've been employing consistently at home has been the done bowl, which is a little bowl off to the side of the dish that they use so that the food item doesn't have to remain in the dish once they're done sampling it in some way again. And that was really important for Julian. So I hadn't recognized that until I joined the feeding group. And I also recognized that there are different levels at which they can sample these foods. I used to think it was just about chewing and swallowing the food item, and now I know that there are levels in between that in which you can progress that to get to that goal.
And where was Julian when he first started with this? You said you ate junk food, right? What was he eating?
Well, he normally doesn't eat junk food. That's what he's telling you he likes. But his diet was just very limited. He's big on the proteins and pastas, the grains, that's good, but he's just very resistant to trying new fruits and vegetables, and he only really had three fruits that he would willingly try and he would eat. Now that's expanded.